Hello, everyone, and welcome to the IELTS Vocabulary Podcast. Today, we're diving into our very first group of words, culture and the arts category. These words are super helpful for your IELTS speaking and listening, and also just for everyday conversations about interesting topics.
That's right. We've got a fantastic list of vocabulary for you today. We'll explore each word, give you its meaning in traditional Chinese, and show you how to use it in real sentences. So let's jump right in with our first word.
Our first word is tradition. A tradition is a belief, custom, or way of doing something that has existed for a long time among a particular group of people. It's often passed down from parents to children.
Exactly. Like our first example, it's a family tradition to have a big dinner on Sundays. This means the family always does it, and they've done it for many years.
That makes sense. So it's something regular and meaningful. Our second sentence is, many old traditions are still followed in this village. This tells us that, even in modern times, people in this village keep their historical ways.
Yes, it shows how important these practices are to them. And for our last example, the tradition of gift giving at Christmas is very popular. This is a widely known and loved custom that many people participate in during the holiday season.
So tradition can be personal to a family, specific to a community, or even global, like Christmas traditions. It's all about practices passed through time. Next up is festival. A festival is a special day or period, usually with religious significance, or a series of performances of a particular type of art.
I love festivals. Our first example says, the city hosts a film festival every autumn. This describes a recurring event where many movies are shown.
Precisely. It's an artistic celebration. Then we have Diwali is an important Hindu festival of lights. This is a religious holiday celebrated with lights and fireworks.
That sounds beautiful. And our third example, families often gather to celebrate the Spring Festival. This refers to a major cultural holiday where relatives come together.
Right. So whether it's for art or for cultural and religious reasons, a festival is a time of celebration and coming together. Our next word is music. This is a very common word. Music is the art of arranging sounds in a way that produces a continuous, unified, and harmonious composition.
Indeed. Let's look at the examples. First, she loves listening to classical music in the evenings. This tells us about a specific style of music, like Mozart or Beethoven.
That's a very peaceful type of music. Our second example is, the band played lively music that made everyone want to dance. Here, music is described by its energy and effect on people.
Absolutely. It conjures an image of people having fun. And finally, learning to play a musical instrument can be very rewarding. This sentence talks about the act of creating music yourself.
So, music can be something you listen to, something that makes you move, or something you learn to create. It's a universal form of expression. Moving on to painting. Painting is the activity of covering a surface with paint, or a picture made by painting.
I enjoy looking at paintings. Our first sentence is, the painting of the landscape was incredibly realistic. Here, painting refers to a finished piece of art, showing a natural scene.
Right, a beautiful artwork. Next, she took a class to learn the art of oil painting. This uses painting to describe a specific technique or style within art, like using oil-based paints.
That sounds like a fascinating skill to learn. And our third example, the gallery features both modern and traditional paintings. This sentence uses paintings as a plural to talk about different types of artworks that are displayed.
So painting can be the act of creating art with paint, or the actual artwork itself, whether it's old or new. Our next word is literature. Literature refers to written works, especially those considered of superior or lasting artistic merit.
This is a broad topic. Our first example, Classic literature often reflects the values of its time. This means old, important books or plays can show us how people thought in the past.
That's very true. And the second one, she studies English literature at university. Here, literature refers to a field of academic study focusing on written works in a specific language.
Exactly, like novels, poems, and plays. For our third example, there's a vast amount of scientific literature on climate change. This usage is a bit different. Here, literature means all the written reports, articles, and books on a particular subject.
So literature can mean great artistic writing, an academic subject, or a collection of written information on a specific topic. It's a very versatile word. Next, we have theater. This word has a few meanings. It can be a building where plays or shows are performed, or the art of performing plays.
Interesting. So, for our first sentence, they went to see a play at the local theater. Here, theater is the place, the building itself.
That's right, the physical location. Our second example, she's studying theater arts, including acting and directing. This refers to the whole artistic field of creating and performing plays.
So it's about the skills and craft of making a show. And the third example is quite different. The emergency room felt like a chaotic theater of activity. In this case, theater describes a place where intense or dramatic events are happening, like a stage.
Exactly. It creates a vivid image of a dramatic scene. So theater can be a building, an art form, or a place where important actions unfold. Our next word is sculpture. Sculpture is the art of making 2 or 3-dimensional forms by carving, casting, or shaping materials.
This is a great art form. Let's look at the first example. The museum has a beautiful marble sculpture of a horse. This refers to a finished artwork, a specific object made from marble.
That sounds impressive. The second sentence, he enjoys creating abstract sculpture from recycled materials. Here, sculpture refers to the general art form, and abstract means it doesn't represent reality in a direct way.
Yes, it shows the creative process. And finally, the art class includes painting, drawing, and sculpture. This places sculpture as one of several different artistic disciplines taught in a class.
So sculpture can be a specific artwork, the artistic process of creating such works, or a field of study within art. Next up, dance. Dance is a series of movements that follow a pattern, usually performed to music.
I enjoy watching dance. Our first example is, she loves to dance to upbeat music. Here, dance is used as a verb, describing the action of moving to music.
That sounds fun and energetic. Our second sentence, they performed a traditional folk dance at the ceremony. This uses dance as a noun, referring to a specific type of cultural performance.
So it's a particular style. And the third example, the school hosts an annual spring dance for students. In this case, dance refers to a social event where people gather to dance.
Exactly. So dance can be the action of moving to music, a particular style of performance, or a social gathering. Our next word is folklore. Folklore means the traditional beliefs, customs, and stories of a community passed through the generations by word of mouth.
This is a fascinating area of study. Our first example, the book collects various tales from local folklore. This shows folklore as a collection of stories from a specific area.
So it's about the stories people tell. The second sentence, ancient folklore often explains natural phenomena through myths. Here, folklore refers to old stories that try to make sense of the world, like why the sun rises.
Right, often involving gods or magical beings. And finally, Halloween has a rich history rooted in folklore and ancient customs. This links folklore to the origins of holidays and traditions.
So folklore encompasses traditional stories, beliefs, and practices that have been passed down for a long time, often explaining cultural events or the natural world. Next, we have ceremony. A ceremony is a formal event that happens on important social or religious occasions with a set of traditional actions.
I've attended many ceremonies. Our first example, the wedding ceremony was held in a beautiful garden. This highlights a formal event to celebrate a marriage.
A very common example. Our second sentence, the Olympic opening ceremony was a spectacular event. This refers to a grand public event to start a major competition.
That sounds very exciting. And for our third example, graduation is an important ceremony for students and their families. This describes a formal event to mark the completion of studies.
So, ceremony involves a structured series of actions for significant events, whether personal, national, or academic. Our next word is custom. A custom is a way of behaving or a belief that has been established for a long time among a group of people, often specific to a culture or region.
This is similar to tradition, but can be more specific. Our first example, it's a local custom to remove your shoes before entering the house. This is a common practice in many cultures to show respect.
Yes, a polite habit. The second sentence, the custom of afternoon tea is popular in Britain. This refers to a well-known social habit in a particular country.
Indeed, a beloved tradition there. Now, for the third example, the customs office checks goods entering the country. This is a different meaning here. Customs, plural, refers to the government department that controls goods coming into a country and the taxes paid on them.
Ah, that's a key difference. So custom can be a cultural practice or a government agency. Good to know the distinction. Next, museum. A museum is a building in which objects of historical, scientific, artistic, or cultural interest are stored and exhibited.
Museums are great places to learn. Our first example, we spent the whole day exploring the Natural History Museum. This is a place where you can see things like dinosaur bones or ancient animals.
That sounds fascinating. Our second sentence, the new art museum houses a collection of modern sculptures. This highlights a museum focus specifically on artworks.
So, different types of museums. And the third example, many cities offer free admission to public museums. This points out that some museums are free for everyone to visit.
Right, so a museum is a place where valuable or interesting items are kept and displayed for the public to learn from and enjoy. Our next word is gallery. A gallery can be a room or building for showing works of art, or a long, narrow room, or even a collection of images.
And has quite a few meanings. Our first example, the artist displayed her new paintings at the local art gallery. This is the most common art meaning, a place to show and sell art.
That's how many artists get discovered. The second sentence, the castle had a long gallery connecting two wings. Here, gallery refers to a specific type of long corridor inside a building.
Like a long hall. And for our third example, I need to organize the photos in my phone's gallery. This is a very modern usage referring to the app where you view your pictures on a device.
So gallery can be an art space, a type of architectural feature, or a digital collection of images. Very useful word. Next, we have exhibition. An exhibition is a public display of works of art or other items, or the act of displaying something.
Exhibitions are always popular. Our first example, the museum is currently hosting an exhibition of ancient artifacts. This means old historical objects are on display for people to see.
Right, a collection of valuable items. Our second sentence, we visited the new car exhibition to see the latest models. This shows exhibition can also be for commercial or industrial products, not just art or history.
That's a good point. And the third example, her performance was a true exhibition of skill and artistry. Here, exhibition means a public demonstration of talent or ability.
So an exhibition can be a display of items, products, or even a display of someone's talent. It's about showing things to the public. Our next word is poetry. Poetry is literary work in which special intensity is given to the expression of feelings and ideas by the use of distinctive style and rhythm.
Poetry can be very moving. Our first example, he enjoys reading and writing poetry in his free time. This is about creating or enjoying this specific form of writing.
It's a creative outlet. The second sentence, the class will study the poetry of Shakespeare. This refers to the collected works of poems by a famous author.
So a specific body of work. And for our third example, her speech had a beautiful rhythm, almost like poetry. Here, poetry is used to describe something that has poetic qualities, even if it's not a poem itself.
Right, so poetry can be the art form, a collection of poems, or a way to describe something beautiful and rhythmic. Next, we have architecture. Architecture is the art or practice of designing and constructing buildings.
I find architecture fascinating. Our first example, the city is famous for its stunning modern architecture. This talks about the overall style of buildings in a place.
Yes, like unique shapes and designs. Our second sentence, she is studying architecture at university to become a designer. This refers to the academic field of studying how to design buildings.
So it's a profession. And for our third example, the software's architecture allows for easy expansion. Here, architecture is used to describe the underlying structure or design of a complex system, like a computer program.
That's a very different context. So architecture can be the style of buildings, the study of building design, or the structure of a system. Our next word is artist. An artist is a person who creates works of art, especially paintings or sculptures.
A very important role. Our first example, Leonardo da Vinci was a famous Renaissance artist. This is the classic meaning someone who creates visual art.
Yes, like the Mona Lisa. The second sentence, she is a talented musical artist, singing and playing guitar. Here, artist expands to include performers in music.
By anyone who performs art. And for our third example, the chef is a true artist in the kitchen, creating amazing dishes. This uses artist to describe someone who is exceptionally skilled and creative in any field, even if it's not traditional art.
So an artist can be a painter, a musician, or anyone who shows great creativity and skill in their work. It's about passion and talent. Next, we have performance. Performance is an act of staging or presenting a play, concert, or other form of entertainment, or how well a person, machine, etc. does a piece of work or an activity.
This word has a few key meanings. Our first example, the band's live performance was incredible. This refers to a show given by musicians.
That's a common use for performance. Our second sentence, his performance at work has greatly improved. Here, performance means how well someone is doing their job or tasks.
So it's about their output. And the third example, the car's high performance makes it very fast. In this case, performance describes how effectively a machine or product operates, like its speed or power.
Exactly. So performance can be an artistic show, a person's work quality, or a machine's capability. Our next word is heritage. Heritage is something transmitted by or acquired from a predecessor, or things such as historic buildings that are passed down from previous generations.
This word is about what we get from the past. Our first example, preserving cultural heritage is important for future generations. This refers to traditions, customs, and historical sites of a group of people.
Yes, keeping history alive. The second sentence, the old castle is part of the country's national heritage. Here, heritage means specific historical landmarks that belong to a nation.
Right, treasures of a nation. And finally, she inherited a large sum as part of her family heritage. This is a more direct meaning, referring to money or property passed down within a family.
So heritage can be cultural traditions, national landmarks, or even family property. It's all about what's passed down from the past. Next, we have culture. Culture refers to the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or group.
A very important word in this category. Our first example, learning a new language helps you understand a different culture. This highlights how language is connected to a group's way of life.
Exactly, it opens up a new world. Our second sentence, the company has a strong culture of innovation. Here, culture describes the shared attitudes and behaviors within a specific organization, like a business.
So it's about the working environment. In our third example, it's important to respect the local culture when traveling. This emphasizes being mindful of the customs and ways of life in a foreign place.
Right, so culture can mean the entire way of life of a society, the shared values within a group, or simply the customs of a local area. Our next word is cultural. This is the adjective form of culture, meaning relating to the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a society.
A very useful descriptive word. Our first example, the city offers a wide range of cultural events, including concerts and art shows. This refers to events related to arts and traditions.
So things like music, theater, and art exhibitions. The second sentence, language is a key aspect of cultural identity. This highlights how language helps define who a group of people are culturally.
Exactly, it's about a sense of belonging. And the third example, he experienced a cultural shock when he moved to a new country. This describes the feeling of disorientation when suddenly in a very different way of life.
So cultural describes anything connected to a group's customs, arts, beliefs, or way of life, from events to personal feelings. Next, we have history. History is the study of past events, particularly in human affairs, or the whole series of past events connected with someone or something.
History is all around us. Our first example, studying history helps us understand the present. This emphasizes how knowing the past helps us make sense of today.
Very true. Our second sentence, the museum is dedicated to the city's maritime history. Here, history refers to the specific past events related to a city's connection to the sea.
So, a specific type of history. And for our third example, he has a long history of working in the technology sector. In this case, history means someone's past experiences or record in a particular area.
Right. So history can be the study of the past events of a specific thing, or someone's personal past record. Our next word is artistic. This is the adjective form of art or artist, meaning having or revealing creative skill.
It describes things connected to art or creativity. Our first example, she has a very artistic eye for photography. This means she has a natural talent for making beautiful photos.
So she sees things in a creative way. The second sentence, the performance was an artistic success, though not a commercial one. This means it was good creatively, but didn't make much money.
Right, praised for its art, not its sales. And the third example, he enjoys visiting art galleries and pursuing artistic hobbies. Here, artistic describes activities related to creating or enjoying art.
So artistic can describe a talent, the quality of a creative work, or activities related to art. It's all about creativity. Next, we have classical. Classical refers to something that is traditionally important in a particular art, discipline, or study.
This word often refers to older, well-respected things. Our first example, he prefers listening to classical music composers like Bach. This means a style of music from a particular historical period, often serious and complex.
Right, a timeless genre. Our second sentence, the building features classical Roman architecture. Here, classical describes a style of building design based on ancient Greek or Roman forms.
So traditional and grand. And the third example, learning classical languages like Latin can be challenging. In this case, classical means ancient languages studied in academic contexts.
Exactly. So classical can refer to a traditional style in art, an architectural style from antiquity, or ancient languages studied academically. Our next word is modern. Modern means relating to the present or recent times as opposed to the remote past.
This word is about what's new. Our first example, she loves collecting modern art from the 20th century. This refers to art created relatively recently, often breaking from older styles.
So, not classical. The second sentence. The building has a modern design with large glass windows. Here, modern describes a current or contemporary architectural style.
Right, sleek and up to date. And the third example, modern technology has changed the way we communicate. This uses modern to describe recent advancements in tools and systems.
So modern can describe recent art, contemporary design, or new technologies. It's all about what's current or recently developed. Next, we have ethnic. Ethnic refers to a population subgroup within a larger or dominant national or cultural group with a common national or cultural tradition.
This word is about different cultural groups. Our first example, the city has a rich diversity of ethnic restaurants. This refers to restaurants serving food from various national or cultural backgrounds.
Delicious. Our second sentence, she proudly wears her traditional ethnic clothing. Here, ethnic describes clothing specific to a particular cultural group's traditions.
So it's about their unique identity. And the third example, the country faces challenges due to ethnic tensions. This uses ethnic to describe conflicts or disagreements between different cultural or racial groups.
Right, so ethnic can describe things related to a particular cultural group's traditions, or even refer to issues between different groups. Our next word is mythology. Mythology is a collection of myths, especially one belonging to a particular sacred, religious, or cultural tradition.
I love reading about mythology. Our first example, Greek mythology is full of powerful gods and heroes. This refers to the traditional stories about gods and heroes from ancient Greece.
Like Zeus and Hercules. The second sentence, the study of ancient mythology can reveal a lot about old civilizations. This emphasizes how these stories provide insights into past societies.
Right, a window to history. And the third example, dragons feature prominently in the mythology of many Asian cultures. This shows how similar mythical creatures can appear in different cultures' traditional stories.
So mythology means the traditional stories and beliefs of a particular culture, often involving supernatural beings or fantastic elements. Next up, symbol. A symbol is a thing that represents or stands for something else, especially a material object representing something abstract.
Symbols are powerful. Our first example, the dove is a symbol of peace. This is a very common association where the bird represents an idea.
Exactly, a well-known representation. Our second sentence, the Red Cross, is a widely recognized symbol of medical aid. This shows a visual mark that represents an organization or concept.
So it's a visual shorthand. And the third example, in mathematics, X is often used as a symbol for an unknown value. Here, symbol refers to a character or sign used in a specific field like math.
Right, so a symbol can be an object representing an idea, a recognized sign, or a character with a specific meaning in a system. Our next word is ritual. A ritual is a religious or solemn ceremony consisting of a series of actions performed according to a prescribed order, or a set of fixed actions and words used in such a ceremony.
This word often implies a specific order of doing things. Our first example, the ancient ritual involved a special dance and offerings. This points to a traditional formal ceremony from a long time ago.
So a very formal event. The second sentence, his morning ritual includes coffee and reading the newspaper. Here, ritual refers to a personal routine or habit that is done regularly.
Right, a daily custom. And the third example, the team has a pre-game ritual to get hyped up. This describes a specific set of actions a group does before an event to prepare or motivate themselves.
So ritual can be a formal ceremony, a personal habit, or a team's routine. It's about a repeated set of actions. Next, we have craft. Craft can be an activity involving skill in making things by hand, or a boat or ship, or even an aircraft.
This word has diverse meanings. Our first example, she sells handmade leather crafts at the market. This refers to items made with skill using hands.
Like pottery or jewelry. Our second sentence, the small fishing craft sailed out to sea. Here, craft means a small boat.
So a type of vessel. And the third example, the novel is a masterclass in the craft of storytelling. In this case, craft refers to the skill or art involved in doing something well, like writing a story.
Exactly. So craft can be handmade goods, a type of vessel, or the skill involved in an art form or profession. Our next word is drama. Drama is a play for theater, radio, or television, or an exciting, emotional, or unexpected series of events or set of circumstances.
This word can be about plays or real life. Our first example, they performed a new drama by a local playwright. This clearly refers to a play for the stage.
So, a scripted show. The second sentence, the sudden fire caused a lot of drama in the neighborhood. Here, drama means a chaotic or very emotional situation in real life.
Right, a stressful event. And the third example, she loves watching historical dramas on TV. In this case, dramas refers to a genre of film or television show that is serious and often emotional.
So drama can be a theatrical play, an exciting real-life event, or a type of TV show or movie. It's all about intense situations. Next up, opera. Opera is a dramatic work in one or more acts set to music for singers and instrumentalists.
Opera is a beautiful art form. Our first example, they went to the opera to see The Marriage of Figaro. This refers to attending a specific performance of an opera.
Right, a musical play. Our second sentence, learning to sing opera requires years of vocal training. Here, opera refers to the specific style of singing and the art form itself.
So it's a demanding skill. And the third example, the Sydney Opera House is an iconic architectural masterpiece. In this case, opera is part of the name of a famous building where operas are performed.
Exactly. So opera can be a musical drama, the art of singing that style of music, or even the building where it's performed. Our next word is photography. Photography is the art or process of producing images by the action of light on a sensitive surface, typically film or a digital sensor.
It's an incredibly popular hobby and profession. Our first example, he studied photography and now works as a professional. This talks about photography as an academic subject and a career.
So, learning the skills. The second sentence, the book features stunning wildlife photography. Here, photography refers to the actual photographs themselves, especially beautiful ones of animals.
Right, the finished products. And the third example, she has a passion for both art and digital photography. This highlights a specific type of photography using digital cameras and its connection to art.
So, photography can be the act of taking pictures, the collection of pictures, or a specific technique within this art form. It's all about capturing images. Next, we have film. Film can mean a movie, or the material used for taking photographs, or a thin layer covering a surface.
Another word with multiple meanings. Our first example, They went to the cinema to see the new action film. This is the most common meaning, referring to a movie.
Right, a moving picture story. Our second sentence, she's studying film production to become a director. Here, film refers to the industry or the process of making movies.
So it's about filmmaking as an art and profession. And the third example, there was a thin film of dust on the old furniture. In this case, film means a very thin layer or coating.
Exactly. So film can be a movie, the process of making movies, or a thin layer of material. Our next word is cinema. Cinema refers to a movie theater or the art of making films.
It's all about movies. Our first example, let's go to the cinema tonight to watch a blockbuster. This uses cinema to refer to the place where movies are shown.
So, the movie theater. The second sentence, he enjoys exploring the history of French cinema. Here, cinema refers to the entire film industry or art form of a particular country.
Right, like the style and famous directors. And the third example, the children love the cinema because of the big screen and popcorn. This again talks about the experience of going to the movie theater.
So cinema can be the place you watch movies or the art and industry of filmmaking itself. It's closely linked to films. Next, we have design. Design is the art or action of planning and making drawings or plans for something, or a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of something before it is built or made.
Design is everywhere. Our first example, she enrolled in a course to learn graphic design. This refers to the creation of visual content using software.
Right, like logos and websites. Our second sentence, the new car's design is both stylish and practical. Here, design refers to the overall look and structure of an object.
So it's appearance and functionality. And the third example, they hired an architect to design their new home. In this case, design is used as a verb, meaning to plan and draw something before it's built.
Exactly. So design can be the field of creating plans, the appearance of a product, or the act of planning something. Our next word is fashion. Fashion refers to a popular or the latest style of clothing, hair, decoration, or behavior.
Fashion is always changing. Our first example, Paris is considered one of the world's major fashion capitals. This means it's a key city for new clothing trends.
So where trends are set. The second sentence, she works in the fashion industry as a stylist. Here, fashion refers to the business of designing, making, and selling clothes.
Right, a whole industry. And the third example, the new policy was adopted in a democratic fashion. This is a different meaning. Here, fashion means in a certain way or manner.
Ah, that's a clever use. So fashion can be about clothing styles, the clothing industry, or simply the way something is done. Next, we have calligraphy. Calligraphy is decorative handwriting or handwritten lettering.
Calligraphy is stunning. Our first example, Chinese calligraphy is a beautiful and ancient art form. This highlights a specific style of artistic writing.
Yes, it requires great skill. Our second sentence, she practices calligraphy every day to improve her handwriting. Here, calligraphy refers to the act of writing beautifully.
So it's a skill to be honed. And the third example, the wedding invitations were written in elegant calligraphy. This uses calligraphy to describe the fancy artistic handwriting used for a formal document.
Exactly. So, calligraphy is the art of beautiful handwriting, the practice of it, or the resulting elegant script. Our next word is artisan. An artisan is a skilled worker who makes things by hand.
Artisans create unique items. Our first example, the market featured many local artisans selling handmade jewelry. This refers to people who make crafts and sell them directly.
So they create their own products. The second sentence, he is a skilled artisan who specializes in custom furniture. Here, artisan describes someone with a high level of skill in a particular craft, like making furniture.
Right, a master craftsman. And the third example, artisan bread is made with traditional methods and high-quality ingredients. In this case, artisan describes a product made with great skill, care, and often traditional methods, suggesting quality.
So an artisan is a skilled craftsperson, and the word can also describe products made with great skill and care. It's about quality and handwork. Next, we have literary. Literary means relating to literature, or involved in the writing, study, or appreciation of literature.
This word is all about books and writing. Our first example, the city hosts a famous literary festival every year. This refers to an event celebrating writers and books.
Right, a great place for authors and readers. Our second sentence, she has a deep appreciation for classical literary works. Here, literary describes important written works that have lasted through time.
So, old and respected books. And the third example, his writing style is very literary and poetic. In this case, literary describes writing that is sophisticated and artistic, almost like poetry.
Exactly. So literary describes things connected to literature, from events to specific works, or even a sophisticated writing style. Our next word is narrative. A narrative is a spoken or written account of connected events, a story.
Everyone loves a good narrative. Our first example. The film's narrative was complex and thought-provoking. This means the storyline of the movie was intricate and made you think.
So the plot, the second sentence, she enjoys reading personal narratives about travel. Here, narratives refers to stories told from a personal point of view, usually nonfiction.
Right, first-hand accounts. And the third example, the lawyer tried to control the narrative of the trial. In this context, narrative means the way events are presented or understood by the public, often shaped by one side.
So, narrative can be a story, a personal account, or even the way a public event is framed. It's all about how events are told. Next, we have legend. A legend is a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical, but unauthenticated, or an extremely famous or notorious person.
Legends are captivating. Our first example, the legend says, a dragon guards the hidden treasure. This refers to an old popular story that might not be true, but is widely known.
Like a myth. Our second sentence, he's a living legend in the world of jazz music. Here, legend describes a person who is incredibly famous and respected for their achievements, especially over a long period.
So, a very important person. And the third example, check the map's legend for the meaning of the symbols. In this case, legend refers to the key on a map or chart that explains what the symbols mean.
Exactly. So, legend can be an old story, a famous person, or a key explaining symbols. Our next word is folk. Folk refers to the traditional beliefs and customs of a community, or a certain kind of music.
It's often associated with history and tradition. Our first example, she loves listening to traditional folk music. This describes music that comes from ordinary people and often has a simple style.
Like songs passed down through generations. The second sentence, the story is part of the local folk tradition. Here, folk describes something that is typical of a particular community's customs and stories.
Right, belonging to the people. And the third example, hello, folks, welcome to our show. In this informal usage, folks is a friendly way to address a group of people.
So folk can describe traditional art or customs, or informally it can be used to address a group of people. It often implies a connection to ordinary people or traditions. Next, we have the phrase cultural identity. This refers to the feeling of belonging to a group based on shared customs, beliefs, and traditions.
It's about who you are culturally. Our first example, language plays a crucial role in shaping a person's cultural identity. This means your native language is very important for how you see yourself culturally.
Absolutely. It's a fundamental part. Our second sentence, many immigrant communities strive to preserve their cultural identity. This shows how groups living in a new country try to keep their original traditions alive.
So it's about maintaining their roots. And the third example, festivals are important for strengthening a nation's cultural identity. This highlights how shared celebrations can make a country's culture feel stronger.
Right, so cultural identity is the sense of belonging to a group through shared cultural elements like language, traditions, and celebrations. Our next word is ancient. Ancient means belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence or having existed for a very long time.
This word makes us think of long, long ago. Our first example, they discovered an ancient city buried under the desert. This describes a very old city that has been hidden for centuries.
Like something from thousands of years ago. The second sentence, the practice of meditation is an ancient spiritual discipline. Here, ancient describes a practice that has been around for a very long time with deep historical roots.
Right, a long-standing tradition. And a third example, some trees can live for hundreds of years, making them truly ancient. This uses ancient to describe something living that has existed for a very long time.
So ancient can describe very old places, long-standing practices, or even living things that have been around for a huge amount of time. Next we have monument. A monument is a statue, building, or other structure erected to commemorate a famous or notable person or event.
Monuments often stand for something important. Our first example, the Eiffel Tower is a famous monument in Paris. This refers to a well-known structure that is a symbol of a city.
Right, an iconic landmark. Our second sentence, they visited several ancient monuments during their trip to Egypt. Here, monuments refers to very old historical structures, often from ancient civilizations.
So, historical sites. And the third example, his long career is a monument to hard work and dedication. In this case, monument is used metaphorically to mean a lasting example or testimony of something.
Exactly. So a monument can be a physical structure commemorating something, an ancient historical site, or a lasting testament to something great. Our next word is contemporary. Contemporary means belonging to or occurring in the present, or living or occurring at the same time.
This word is about what's current. Our first example, she specializes in contemporary art from the last decade. This refers to art created recently in our current time.
So it's modern art. The second sentence, the exhibition features works by contemporary artists. Here, contemporary describes artists who are currently living and working.
Right, current artists. And the third example, many contemporary issues are reflected in popular music. This refers to problems or topics that are relevant in the world right now.
So contemporary describes things that are happening now or are from the recent past in various fields like art or society. Next we have art. Art is the expression or application of human creative skill and imagination, typically in a visual form such as painting or sculpture, producing works to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power.
Art is a huge topic. Our first example, she studied fine art at college, focusing on painting. This refers to art forms valued for their beauty, like painting and sculpture.
Right, a classic academic study. Our second sentence, the art of cooking takes years to master. Here, art is used more broadly to mean a skill or craft that requires practice and talent, like cooking.
So a high level of skill. And the third example, the museum acquired a new piece of modern art. In this case, art refers to a specific artwork, an object created by an artist.
Exactly. So art can be the broad concept of creative expression, a specific skill, or an individual artwork. Our next word is creative. Creative means relating to or involving the imagination or original ideas. especially in the production of an artistic work.
Being creative is wonderful. Our first example, she's a very creative person with many new ideas. This describes someone who is imaginative and can think of unique things.
So, someone who generates fresh ideas. The second sentence, the marketing team came up with a creative solution to the problem. Here, creative describes an innovative or original way to solve something.
Right, thinking outside the box. And the third example, working in a creative field often requires a lot of imagination. This uses creative to describe types of jobs where imagination is key, like in art or design.
So creative describes a person with imagination, an original idea, or a field of work that involves generating new things. It's about bringing new ideas into existence. Finally, for this group, we have expression. Expression is the process of making known one's thoughts or feelings, or a word or phrase.
This word is about showing what's inside. Our first example, art is a powerful form of human expression. This means art allows people to show their feelings and ideas.
Absolutely, it's how we communicate deeply. Our second sentence, her face showed an expression of surprise. Here, expression refers to the look on someone's face that conveys an emotion.
So a look or gesture. And the third example, the phrase is a common expression in English. In this case, expression refers to a common word or phrase like an idiom.
Exactly. So expression can be how you show your feelings, a facial look, or a common phrase. It's all about communicating or revealing something. And that wraps up our first batch of Culture in the Arts vocabulary. We hope you found these explanations and examples helpful.
Remember, practice makes perfect. Try to use these words in your own sentences, speak about them, and listen for them in English conversations. The more you use them, the more natural they'll become.
Exactly. Join us next time for more essential IELTS vocabulary. Keep studying, and we'll talk to you soon.